Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I won't until level 12, so I don't think you will until 14.
No. I think that if I were not a 3/4 Bab class, I would not have access to divine power.
Yeah,
It's
probably.
like the dope shit.
Next level, I get 5 attacks.
I'm just trying to make Havelock the first ever paladin of Pharasma.
Does she not,
Does she
like
not
paladin?
have paladin? I thought she had paladins.
You have to be lawful good to be a paladin, and followers of Pharasma have to be within 1 step of their deity, and she is true neutral.
Yep.
Oh,
She
weird.
is neither lawful nor good, so could not be.
There
She
are no
just-
paladins of Pharasma. Wow. I never
Right.
even thought about that.
I have. That's what I wanted to make from the get-go, pretty much.
Well, you've been playing that character, even
Pretty
if you
much,
don't have the
yeah.
paladin mechanics.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
god,
think-
it just...
I think it's work.
Paladins of Pharasma is like, instead of smites, they just set someone up to live a long and happy life and die peacefully in their...
Pharasma pals.
Like, I'm gonna smite you so fucking bad. No, please! Well, what's this? Keys to your new house. What?
Yeah.
Be gone. You just bribe people with small homes in the countryside.
Mortgage is already paid off.
Yeah. How do you like that, evildoer?
They're like, well, this worked out okay, I guess.
And then you just show them a picture of their funeral plot, and they're like, oh, that's not...
Lay on hands? How about lay on property ownership?
Death is coming for you in 50 years after a long and happy life full of children.
Well, what if they're elves? Then that
500 years.
Yeah, that just complicates things. Just stick to smiting humans.
I think Pharasma is mostly concerned with like the bookends of the life cycle, right? She's all about life and death. The in between is where she loses attention. She's like, yeah.
And Inquisitors of Pharasma pick up the bookend from one end of the bookshelf and slam it into the other as hard as they can.
I think she's great. She's like she relates to human lives in the same way that like my mom related to movies, which is like she's with it in the beginning. And then in the middle of it, she's always like, who's that? Who's that?
Why is he doing
what you're
it
saying
that
is
way?
what you're saying is
what did they do that for?
What you're saying is you're the guardian of the skein or the skein because you're weaving together all of that for her.
I don't know, Mom. That character hasn't appeared in the movie yet, and I don't know why they're doing it. I assume if we keep watching, we'll probably find out.
Have you seen the fucking YouTube video from Gus Johnson on Watching Movies with Your Mom? It's so good.
That one was so good. I was just watching his shit earlier today. Oh man, that one is so good.
It's like that one and the iPad one are really, really awesome.
Yeah, he did the same joke, I think, where he was like,
pretty much.
What's going on? And I was like, oh man, I related with that so much. What's going on? Well, who's he? Like, I don't know.
I've been sitting with you the whole time. I have the same amount of information as you.
Yeah, we both have the same amount of information.
It reminds me of the fucking Amazon Alexa Silver commercial from Saturday Night Live. Have any of you seen?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Oh my god, it's an Amazon Alexa, but like it's meant for old people, and it looks like it's got like the faux wood that was on old station wagons, and it has a mode specifically because old people can't remember her name, and it responds to anything remotely close to Alexa. And it's like, Odessa, yes. It has an automatic mode for when they go on rambling stories. It's just
that's great.
They're just rambling. It's just yep, mm-hmm. I need to get one of those for my grandfather.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Walker, are you good to go?
I still need to make tweaks to my sheet, but if we're not level 10 yet in game, I can do that while we're playing.
Yeah, we can have a bit of shop after we finish the dungeon as well, if that is going to be.
Oh, we absolutely need to go to the shop because we have probably too much in the bag holding, to be honest.
Well,
Well,
I
none of
appreciate
us-
your honesty.
It might not matter. I mean, none of us really know that we'll actually reach level 10.
I guess there's that. I guess it just depends on whether or not you roll better than last time.
I wouldn't count on it.
Well, you're crazy, so you're not going to be playing Ilix again anyway, so
It's going to be a 50-50 probably.
Yeah,
I guess.
coin flips. Let's see.
So Walker, I got my macros. Woo!
Yay!
Kind of excited.
Very good.
Thing is that I think we found out that like three uses of restoration will completely remove.
Mm.
It'll functionally remove, I think so, yeah.
So that means it's 3 nights with Genesis. Got it.
Damn it.
Oh god!
Wow.
Fucking, she's like
Are you
writhing
sure
and
you're not a cleric of like Callistra or something?
She doesn't know who that is.
or saloon.
Yes, she does.
Well, I think my my half orc is Callistra.
That's how I know you know what it is.
Yeah.
She's moonlighting.
What about Saren Ray? Wasn't she the one that's like all about like erotic?
Oh no, she's about fucking destruction, retribution, and healing. That's Serenray is who my cleric in the Rune Lords campaign follows. No, I was thinking of Saloon, but she's from regular D&D. It's the goddess of love.
Callistra is the one of lust and guile and trickery. She is
God.
called the Savored Sting.
Damn it.
Oh,
get-
yeah,
is she the
Calistria.
Wasp Lady?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
her. That's
Okay.
who I was thinking of.
I get a bonus feat this level.
The
that
unquenchable.
is a feat that I already took, which makes me really sad.
If only your GM had offered you the ability to redo stuff.
I
in your
didn't.
character.
I mean,
When we get out of shit,
I'm gonna add that to my list of things I want to
Yeah,
redo because
go.
like, fuck, that was a huge mistake.
Can I train out of being batshit crazy?
+2 Iron Will.
Anyway,
just take iron.
But-
Just take like every single feat and trait that you can to increase your wisdom, and then you'll be fine.
yeah,
Fucking-
I'd really rather not.
I'm just imagining like Elixir writhing in insanity, and then fucking in comes Xenosist with fucking Marvin Gaye and the oh right, the fart cloud.
So, you guys had just spoken, well, kind of spoken, with the lady who was down in the pit. She appears to be insane. She was like singing to her like dead kid, and
Petrified child.
yeah, who she for some reason
Literally.
still thought was alive. And then when Plea tried to go help her, she became agitated and a little violent, and so you guys just kind of left her down there and decided to go check out the color down the hallway that she kept rambling on about. It was at that point that you came around the corner, and the colors were no longer colors that you have seen before in your day-to-day lives. They were colors that your brain has trouble comprehending, and so it would be difficult for me to narrate them for you because it's just completely alien to this experience.
It's
Because
Octarine.
Lovecraft.
Sure.
Yeah. The color of magic, babe.
Project fans.
So for our purposes, the color out of space is going to be green, because that's what the token is. So
Sure.
I will describe it as green, and you'll just have to keep in mind that it's not actually green. So when you guys come into this room, there's almost like a condensation, or like a denser portion of the fog, and it looks at you. And you don't know how you can tell that it's looking at you, but you can tell. You just know. You get
You sense it?
yeah, you get an impression, like it. You can see it sort of turning, but there's no discernible eyes or features. you get that feeling like the hair stands up on the back of your neck, like someone's watching you, and that's how you know. And it's at that moment that you all made your saving throws, because you realize that this is a living being, and Alex obviously failed hers, and we'll get to that, but it won't affect this fight. As far as that goes, I'm pretty sure that's the full synopsis. There does appear to be... Let me see if I can describe this accurately before we begin the fight.
It's going to be hard.
No, there's a separate thing that'll be a little easier. So there does seem to be... there's almost like a tail coming off of this thing. It kind of goes, it travels like up into its middle section, I guess you'd call it, and then down and out. And it looks a bit like, almost like a maybe like a contained lightning bolt. It's just kind of zapping and skittering about, and it looks like it's anchored to the floor, and it's curled up about like a rope. Yeah, it looks fairly long and coiled.
So there's a tail coming from the color.
Yes.
That's snaking across the ground toward a rope?
No, it's like a rope. It's coiled up on the floor, and it looks to be
I see.
Perhaps anchored on the floor somehow.
There's a well, too, that it came out of, right? It came up out of a well?
That's just the art.
Oh,
never mind.
I don't believe there is a well in this room.
Okay.
That's how it
Question
happened.
for you: does this look like it is a physical thing, or is it just light of color?
It appears. Well, it's hard to say, I guess. The color itself being sort of incomprehensible makes it difficult for you to, I guess, assess its physicality, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Well, I'll do the old bullet test and we'll find out.
What
Well,
mother's
I mean,
name
can
is
we look
that?
at it and see if it's physical?
Yeah. And also we're gonna roll initiative.
Sure.
Because yeah.
Oh, thank goodness I'm not first.
Oh, hey.
I look real good at it, but I don't go very fast.
He is enjoying the colors in his brain that he thinks would make good flight. He passed his will save after all.
Give me just a moment.
Alex, what's your dex?
20.
Damn.
Okay, starting with perception. Yeah, I think even with perception, I can't give you much more information from your senses alone. This would need to be a knowledge check, I think.
Knowledge what?
Oh,
I'm assuming
I was assessing its physicality with looking at it, but I guess don't really care what it is. I just want to know, like,
Yeah,
can I hold it?
I get it. So you,
Do I?
I assume that maybe you signed that. Well, Havelock's in front of you, though. I guess Havelock just has this thought, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's see. Actually, monster abilities, weaknesses, 10 plus CR. Yeah, you cleared it. You're good. So, Havelock, you can ask me one question. Xenesis, you can also ask one.
Okay. So is knowing the creature's type and like subtype to be able to like, so like, I have to identify a type or subtype to use Bane. Would I get that knowledge? 24.
Yeah. for game mechanical purposes, this is considered an ooze.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
exactly accurate, but it
Okay.
is considered an ooze, and it is incorporeal.
Cool.
Sure, of course it is. Can I want to know. I want to know what kind of defenses I can expect, or like special defenses.
Well, obviously,
DR resistance.
yeah.
Things
Obviously, it has ooze traits. 'Cause as I mentioned, it is an ooze. From what little you know about maybe on obscure writings that you've read, there is reason to believe that they are quite resistant to magic.
Well, fuck.
Okay.
You know, I guess functionally you know that they're going to be immune to acid, cold, fire, poison, sonic, mind-affecting effects, all ooze traits, and they have spell resistance 21.
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. Maybe this is going to be a good time for us to have a totally non-magical group. You said just one question, right?
Yep, just one for you.
Okay.
Because the DC for that was 20, and you cleared by
Sure.
less than 5, so one question.
Yeah, I figured.
When I cleared it, so how
You
much did I clear
you
for it?
also cleared it. You cleared by more than 5, so I'll give you 2 questions actually. You can go ahead.
Cool. Okay. So you asked. Let's see. Okay. So what are its special attack?
Nice. Good question.
Good question. Special attacks.
That was the other one I was toying with asking instead.
Yeah. Look at us, knowledge
So
people.
what you puny humans would consider a special attack is just its regular melee, which is a disintegrating touch attack.
Oh,
Ooh.
that sounds bad.
I don't like that. I like being integrated.
A color's touch causes a terrible disintegration of flesh and bone.
Okay, party. Make sure do not get close to getting touched by that. It will disintegrate you.
Charge!
Definitely
Dude,
not Halflock. Is there any
Um,
other?
So functionally what this means is that if you are reduced to 0 hit points by its
Uh-oh.
attack.
Cut out.
You cut out.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why Discord does that.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you are reduced to 0 hit points by its attack, you must make a fortitude save or you'll be immediately killed.
Oh my god.
Okay.
When you say kill.
You'll be reduced to a pile of fine ash, is what it says.
How fine? Because our cleric is very good.
I am very good.
Pretty fine, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think it'll be fairly rare that'll come up, but we'll see. As far as its actual special attack, it has an attack called Feed. Basically, it can feed off of living things. It draws life force out of them. And you will become affected by the color blighted template at that point, and you can't be fed on again for a while, but then you're all glowy and colorful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that paired with like your experience with the aura of listlessness lets you kind of piece together how colors get their prey. You walk into this area, you become bored and listless, you stay here, the color keeps feeding on you until you are a withered husk.
Sure.
I cannot stress again, guys, do not get close to that creature. It will, if you want to end up like those husks, then by all means run right through it.
Very, very important question, because Zoo's been doing it while she gets the information. Havelock, how do you share the information you knew?
Also of note, Xenesis, its feed ability has a range of 300 feet.
Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, we need to get the fuck out of this place.
Oh my god.
So,
Isn't this
from my
hallway
knowledge,
exactly like 300
300
feet?
feet. I
200, I think.
don't remember counting the steps, but 300 feet. So yeah. I don't know if this creature will be worth fighting. If we can escape and run away, it might be our better option.
Nah.
Okay.
I mean, feeding on you doesn't kill you. It just hurts you.
No, but
Makes you pretty
mean,
and colorful, though.
As soon as you say that, I think Havelock just kind of like turns and goes, all for kicking Xenesis out of the group. I say aye.
no. So, but okay, so like meta-wise, you said that it drains life, so I'm assuming life it means levels.
No. Let's see what it says.
Because if I'm an elf, I mean, it could drain on me forever,
I'm-
right?
So. If you fail the saving throw, you take ability drain to charisma and constitution. If you are drained to 0 points of constitution, you die. You crumble
Ability
into,
drain?
Yes.
Ooh.
You crumble into a mass of desiccated tissue.
Like the other one.
If you drain to 0 hit points, you gain the color blighted template. And every time a color successfully feeds on a creature, it gains 1 growth point. A color out of space can never have more than 100 growth points. Blah, blah, blah. It can spend 100 growth points after spending 24 hours concentrating on its growth, and in doing so gains 1 permanent hit die.
So it has 100 hit points.
No.
No, okay.
It has 9 million health.
Gotcha. What's another good question, guys? I've got one more left.
Oh yeah, that was just one. Shit.
Yeah.
The attacks are so detailed and long.
Right.
Yeah.
Did we say weaknesses yet?
I asked
Havelock
about
went with-
special defenses. I didn't ask for weaknesses.
Most creatures don't have like a weakness necessarily.
Or yeah, I mean they might. Some do have like vulnerability to certain certain type of. Normally they just
Ability to damage.
Shit. I don't know about what all spells you have, Xenesis, but knowing weakest saves, stuff like that, can sometimes be useful.
Okay.
Also,
What
remember
if-
it's pretty much immune to most
Yeah,
magic, so
Yeah.
you
For
might want to
meta,
just use your
I would
spells
think
for
so.
us instead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
just-
really know a good other question. Tactics.
Tactics could be good, yeah. Or
Okay.
special attacks. I mean, I kind of already feel like that might have been
Yeah.
elucidated on to some degree already.
Yeah. Well, there's a question that Walker just said.
Tactics, like their combat strategy.
Yeah. But I feel like we kind of already know what its tactic
I mean,
is.
we know what it can do, but that doesn't necessarily like explain its strategy. So like, I might have an access to like a bunch of really cool spells, but I like, for example, in the fight with the Vizier, his combat strategy was supposed to be like, everybody enters the room, fog cloud, wall of blades, go around killing people.
Mhm.
That's a strategy that he was like designed to employ.
Gotcha.
And if you knew that, you would know like, oh, don't go in the room. Dispel the fog cloud. Stay grouped up, stuff like that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think weaknesses is a bad question. That would just be sort of probably up to Darp's like kind of purview.
Well, just.
Can we create a really large fan of some sort?
Incorporeal.
Not affected by the wind.
You're like suggesting blowing Casper around, basically.
An incorporeal fan.
A magical fan.
A
Blowing
magical ghost touch
wind.
fan.
It's a fan
Just cast ghost touch on the air.
Oh god. Anyways, Xenesis, what's your question? I'm gonna time you out here pretty soon.
Okay, well, I kind of like, I'll do the the tactics, if you can even answer that. If not, then I'll go with the other one.
Yeah, I don't think that you know enough about them to establish like a tactical desire, and also they didn't tell me.
Okay, so then I'll
Yeah.
go with what's its weakest save?
I think existing is its is its tactics.
I mean, I kind of explained the way they feed on people, so to some extent you know its tactics. I will give you the weakness that I have here, if you're interested.
Yes.
Weak to damage.
A color out of space takes half again as much damage from force effects, so that's 50% extra. And it gets a -4 on all saving throws to resist force effects.
Okay. If anyone's got force effects, this would be the good time to utilize it. Otherwise, we're pretty much fucked, and hopefully Pharasma will forgive
Wizard,
us.
you're up.
A reminder, Havoc, you need to
Go,
share your
Patsy.
information.
I need to do what?
Erasmus.
You didn't explain to the party what you know, and that it is actually very important that you explain it.
All right, exactly. So was that my thing was that it's ooze traits, it's incorporeal, and it's immune to like
spells.
most damage types or
Most magical types, yeah.
most
Yeah.
magical types, not force apparently.
Right.
Wait, is that a different magic type?
Yes.
Okay.
Magic missile would be a force effect.
Yeah, Havelock is gonna kind of lift the greatsword when he sees it, and he takes it in for a second, and he says, "Mother, protect us from this." And he says, "It looks like an incorporeal ooze of some sort." And after studying it for I think like a couple more seconds, he knows enough about it to share. I don't think magic will be much use against this creature. And he kind of pulls up his sword, and he says, "Just like fighting any other ghost, I suppose."
It's so
Oh, Pharasma.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That,
I think that-
you'll see why I asked that in a second.
Okay.
Okay, Havelock, it is your turn.
Okay.
Initiative has begun.
Havelock raises the sword, and he kind of thinks for a second. He says, "I'm going to try something. Get your weapons ready." And he's going to cast Ghostbane Dirge.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Don't even know what that is.
I picked this ability like 3 chapters ago after we fought the ghosts in Harrowstone.
Yeah.
Where is it? Ghostbane.
We're gonna see a lot of resurgences of things that were bought early in the game. Not used
after like one thing. Ghostbane Dirge. It is a will save. Oh man, it's a 14. It's definitely a save. The target coalesces into a semi-physical form for a short period of time. Well, subject to the spell. Well, I guess just roll the will save. It's a DC 14.
He rolled a 19. Natural.
Yeah. Yep. Fuck. Forgot about that. Since it's such a low-level spell, that's what it is. I'll use my swift action to activate Judgment, Purity, and Justice.
Okay. That is your actions. Do you want to move, or can you?
I think he's just gonna move up to here, and try to be like a bulwark, to some degree, for the team.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh God.
That's
danger
my turn.
arrow.
It is the
Yeah.
danger arrow. You're right.
Yep.
Look up a feat real quick. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so as you gingerly move towards the creature, it like shoots this column of color out at you, and it looks vaguely like a hand.
Okay.
And it attacks you.
Okay.
It might well miss though. That is going to be a 20.
21 to AC.
Nice.
Let me see if this counts as a touch attack. Because it doesn't.
I don't think you have to check that.
Because it doesn't.
That would be broken.
I mean, it is a ghost.
Well,
Ghosts
it's just
touch
that it's
attacks.
the fact that it's called disintegrating touch.
Good point.
Makes me
Yeah.
wonder.
Yeah.
I think for now we'll just move on, and I'll read as we go.
Okay.
Xenesis.
All right. Let's see where. I'm gonna move right. Right. Okay. And then I'm going to. It's called Shield Others, and I'm gonna cast on Havelock.
Okay.
So basically, you get a +1 deflection to AC and +1 to resistance on saves.
Cool. That ought to help.
There you go. I don't want you to disintegrate. We have too much in common.
Leopold.
I mean, I have other reasons, probably, too, but, you know.
I turn to Havelock. I go, you say this thing's a ghost?
It's something like it.
All right.
Oh, that is a judgment surge, by the way, not just a straight up judgment. Just for posterity.
I'm gonna load in a ghost salt.
Ooh.
All right.
And I go, Ilix, the ghost, and I'm gonna use a grit and do a dead shot. Dead eye shot? Hang on. Dead shot. Full round attack. I'm gonna pool them all, and depending on how many hit, let's find out.
Probably most.
I don't know.
Those are some good rolls.
Hey.
It'll be a 22 touch.
And these count as ghost touch, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. Do they deal full damage with ghost touch?
I
Ghost
believe
salt.
so.
Use Ghost Salt. Yeah, gives the weapon the ability to do full damage to incorporeal creatures, even if the weapon itself is non-magical. An application of Ghost Salt remains effective until the weapon makes a successful attack.
Nice. I knew I fucking bought these things and made them.
Yep.
For a
I
fucking
was
reason.
in the presence, or in the process of looking them up as we
Yeah,
were
I think
working.
I've got like 20 or so of them.
I have
Hopefully they last.
15, so
Okay. Let me review.
I've only got 10. Oof.
Let me review ooze traits real quick.
We fought an ooze once before. I remember it was immune to up close and deadly.
I believe it
Because
will
I
be,
used it on
It's
that.
going to be
It
immune to
doesn't-
precision-based damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's got
Yeah.
no anatomy to like
Yeah, to aim for.
to target.
No, this is
It's
just. This
it's
is
all
just,
equally. Yeah,
can't kick them in the balls if they ain't got no balls to kick.
It's true.
exactly.
So you're using...
It's dead shot. It is. I'm looking here. It doesn't say it's precision damage in the base attack, but it says precision damage and extra damage from weapon special abilities, such as flaming, are not increased by this stage, which means it's a separate. So I think it's just plain old damage. It's basically like,
yeah, you're just aiming carefully.
yeah, it's basically
fine.
clustered shot before clustered shot exists. The crit doesn't count though. That's
Yeah, I think that's fine. Because it normally specifically says that they would be immune if they're immune to precision damage. So, now that we've got that out of the way, let's see. We've got a miss followed by.
then they all miss.
No, because that's a crit threat, so you automatically hit that one, right?
That's the thing. This thing is basically clustered shot. It's all or nothing. If I hit with a single, I make attack rolls from.
No,
order
it
from
says
highest-
if any of the attack rolls hit, the gunslinger's single attack is considered to have hit.
Yay!
Additional successful attack rolls beyond
for
the
every
first,
addition.
Nice job,
gunslinger
please.
increases the damage by the base damage of the weapon. So, like, for all the hits that you count, you would roll that many damage dice.
Okay,
and then
so-
add one of your damage modifiers, just like only once.
Yeah. So then,
Oh,
which
okay.
ones hit? Obviously, the next
So
one
you're
you
not
have
going
second.
to crit, and the
No.
so the rapid shot hits, and the second attack also hits.
Okay.
So that's
So you'd roll
2
your-
hits, and you
So
rolled
that's
a
15.
3 and a 2 for 5 plus 5 is 10.
10. Yep. I think that's
Plus
it.
1 from up close or point blank.
Okay, 11 it is.
Okay.
Nice.
So
I
you
guess I
guys,
do full
you
attack.
guys watch Leopold dump this strange-looking, almost diamond-colored salt into his weapon before firing off some shots, and his bullets just go like into the color, and they leave like these voids of like normalcy through it.
Yeah.
And it appears to have done a decent amount of damage to it. Good job.
Fuck you,
Leopold.
Ghost.
I really
I
do
learned
think you
from last
have
time.
magic.
Not magic, science.
Ilix breaks from her kind of stunned reverie and reaches into the second quiver where she keeps her special arrows and knocks several or gets out several ghost salt arrows and is going to throw out a deadly aim attack full round. Yeah, can't roll for shit. But so that's going to be. Is this isn't considered an aberration? I don't think, is it? It's a
No.
okay. Well then that's a 24 to hit with the first one.
Nice, it hits. Well, I say that just because
Yeah,
Leopold
you're right.
24 hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gonna throw in. I don't think the second attack hits though. The 21.
Negative.
21 won't hit.
No.
Okay, so go ahead and roll you the rest of that. The mini shot damage. So
Now
total
these
damage.
these are ghost touch arrows, correct?
These are the same thing he has, just arrows.
Okay.
Woohoo.
So that's
Wow.
going to be a
Nice.
16
money.
and a 13, which will be what, 29?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
29.
Its touch AC is above 21. That's insane.
Well,
I mean, I guess
its
it's a
touch
ghost.
AC is its AC because
It's
Oh.
not
It
wearing
just
armor
has the one.
or natural
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It just has like a fucking breastplate floating.
Yeah.
My touch AC is also my AC. Like
Yeah.
you should be used
Yeah.
to this.
You can have like force armor.
It's a
on something
dex
like that.
tank.
Yeah.
So
Or-
anyway,
yeah.
Similarly to what happened when Leopold fired off his shots, Ilix's arrows leave these just big, like gaping chasms in the color's form, and they stay there. They're just like these cylindrical holes that go through it, like you were like shooting an old barrel or something in front of a light.
Yeah, it's like whenever they do like the gun tests on like the gel dummies,
Yeah.
they leave like those big cavitations.
Yeah, that's a good word. All right, it is the
That gets you
colors.
a lot of points on Scrabble.
That's the colors' turn now.
Here's where we learn it has 8 arms.
Not quite.
8 tentacles.
Yeah. Not this shit again.
I actually don't even think it has multiple attacks.
That makes sense. It's not maliciously attacking thing. It's like
It's very
ideas.
patient. Yeah.
slow, patient. I will eventually drain you of all your life. I don't need to go fast.
Okay, I think that it has a particular interest in Havelock.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to attempt to feed on you. So I need you to make a will save.
All right, baby.
So basically, when it attacked you
Oh,
earlier.
Fuck.
Oh,
No.
ooh.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude.
Okay. All right, let me see what happens when the save fails.
All right.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a d4? Hey,
Ooh.
you take 1 point of charisma and constitution drain.
Ah. Well, the charisma is not a big deal.
Well, if your charisma gets to 0, it's also bad shit.
But your roguish charm.
All right, drain, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't believe you gain the color blighted template unless you succeed on this save.
Drain is worse than damage, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
it has to be cured
Ooh,
by a
that's the-
higher level restoration
Right.
and doesn't restore naturally over sleep.
Yeah.
So
Damage
this
is
just like pulls, like sucks like life force out of me or something.
So basically what happens is as you moved forward to like get into a better position, it reached out and attacked you, and you felt some of your essence just kind of leave your body. It's hard to describe. Maybe you feel just older, kind of, in a way.
Yeah. Funny how that keeps happening to all my characters.
It does,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
If you have a charisma of 0, you become unconscious and cannot wake up until your charisma is higher
Yeah,
than
you're-
1.
You're kind of like comatose, right?
Yeah.
You
Well, that
stop
was a
having
failed
like
save.
a personality.
Plea, it is your
You're like
turn.
catatonic.
Okay. I'm going to take off my Amulet of Natural Armor, dig through my bags, and put on my Amulet of Ghost Touch.
Nice.
Ooh.
I don't know if you want to touch it though.
Okay, that's all your actions.
I'm pretty sure it's all my actions.
Yep, have luck.
Havelock is gonna lift up Gabby's greatsword and say, "It's my turn to touch you," and he's gonna 5 foot here and full attack
All right.
with Gabby's greatsword. And I'm gonna, as my swift action, I will activate Bane against. I identified it, so whatever the fuck it is, incorporeal ooze.
Ghost oozes.
Ghost
Oh god,
ooze.
it's Slimer.
And I believe that
Basically.
I still have Keen Edge on here because it lasts for like 2 hours. Great sword, Keen Edge.
He just fucking splits it down the
Jeez.
middle with a crit.
Let's
Nice
So what is
rolls.
the modifier on Gabby's greatsword? Is it +1?
say +2 magical weapon.
I have a pizza coming.
Is
But
that enough to count
this,
as
so
ghost touch?
if I don't hear the Kanaka knocks,
Nothing, because
Uh,
like
ghost
scream
touch.
at me or something.
No amount of increasing
Enjoy your
your...
pizza.
Like, ghost touch is
Oh,
a special
fuck.
ability you have to get on.
No, but I can do it with my judgment, but I didn't say that I was doing that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember because there is.
Incorporeal creatures take half damage from
Yeah, I believe
magical
that's the
weapons.
case.
Yeah. Fuck, I totally forgot smiting. Oh.
Okay.
I have immediate judgment or instant judgment, so if you'd allow me, I'd expend that right before I actually swing the sword.
Sure.
But I mean
Your
that is
character
cheating.
has enough.
so
No,
I
your
already
character has
rolled it.
enough information. It's not his fault that Ryan, the player, forgot. So go ahead.
Yeah,
What a good god.
yeah, I think that's fair.
Our generous god.
GG's.
All right,
I'm just the
smiting.
narrator, man. I just
That's
interpret
6,
the dice.
Inquisitor's weapon counts as magic for the purpose of bypassing damage reduction. At 6th level, the weapon also counts as one alignment type. I'm going to choose good for the purpose of bypassing damage reduction. At 10th level, we're not at 10th. Oh, it's surge. So actually, it would count as adamantine as well. For the purpose of overcoming
you'd
damage
get past
reduction.
any DR, which he doesn't
Yeah.
have.
Okay, well,
The issue is, can you get ghost touch or a similar effect to allow you
It
to deal
wouldn't-
full damage to incorporeal beings?
it wouldn't give me ghost touch.
Okay, so you're gonna deal half damage then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So you only 5-foot steps. So you get to do both attacks, and they will both hit. So that's 10 on the first one because we round down. Right? Yeah. and then 12 in the second for 22 total. Or am I missing some?
Well,
bonuses?
you also have Bane. So you're...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You give me damages then. I'll
Okay,
stop trying to
yeah.
add it up.
Yeah,
Just
and
cut it
actually,
in half.
right. So that would be just you can move on. I'll give you damages in a second.
Sure,
but
that's fine.
But I'll also roll.
Synesis.
Okay, I'm gonna do the thing where you said I could possibly aid another. So step up closer and then, like the defending aid another, where you get plus whatever.
Okay. Describe to me how it is that you are adding to Havelock's AC by distracting this creature. What is it that Synesis is doing to act as a distraction?
You've got a gun buckler.
I have no. I'm standing there quivering like,
Is that going to make me defend better? I mean,
Well, it
could.
might target her more because she seems
weak
frightened
and easily
I mean, you
to
could
be
be like
taken.
praying like really loudly and drawing its attention. That would be a
I
cleric thing.
I like that better
You could-
description.
Yeah, you could be there. You could be like shouting encouragement, warning me, helping to pull me aside from attacks. Any
you
kind of
have
narrative
to decide
thing.
though.
Okay, I'll just say words of encouragement. Have like, I got your back, literally. I got a backup plan if shit really goes down for you, okay?
Heal
You're
me!
doing great. You're doing great.
Are
Just a little lower,
are those
and I will.
damages halved?
Oh no, those are the full.
Okay,
oh,
that's
I added the Bane in.
That's fine. You get the Bane. So that's 64
Yes,
for 32 total.
sure.
As a half.
Right. As long as Bane, I'll look it up.
Okay. Synesis. So you are aiding another. I need you to roll an attack roll against AC 10 in order to succeed. Yeah, just roll an attack roll. You can use your whatever weapon you have out.
Oh, okay. So it can be any weapon?
Whatever weapon that you have out.
Oh, okay. I'm presuming it'd be the long spear since I don't want to get close to that thing and do. Sweet.
Sorry, you don't crit, but you defend him real well.
Sue has an
Nice.
attack. I guessed because it has an attack macro.
I took your advice and you said people could help me, and they did help me.
I think
Okay.
she's just like standing a little bit diagonally and holding the long spear in such a way that it guards my dick exclusively.
Yeah.
Between your legs.
Just under your legs, protecting you from any underhanded
goodness.
attacks.
These
Okay.
jewels are very important to me.
So Havelock, you go swinging away at this thing, and you do get like some little like tufts of color that come spraying off of it, but it's not nearly as much, and they do kind of like recongeal after you swing through it. Jesus, Discord hates my press to talk. And then Synesis ends up like behind you with her spear, just kind of to your left, kind of poking at the creature, hoping to prevent you from getting hit again. And she says her words of encouragement, obviously. It's Leopold, your turn.
At least you didn't Ace Ventura and throw the spear to try to defend you and stab you in the...
I mean, that's good.
Long spear is plus 8? Damn, girl. You could actually, like, attack things now.
Yeah.
I'm going to fire the ghost salt bullet, and I can't fire 3 times because I don't have a cartridge of ghost salt. But I can fire twice, so I'll do the first attack and the rapid fire. Isn't that bad? Could be better,
That's
but
2 hits and a miss.
I can't do the third attack. I'm out because
So
the
2
ghost
hits?
salt isn't. Okay.
That worked out pretty good then. Give me damage.
That'll be 15, 16, 17 damage. So the gun is empty. I'm going to use a swift action at the beginning of my next turn to reload another Ghost Salt and then do dead.
Okay. Ilix, your turn.
Ilix is going to do what she did last time, because that seemed to be effective.
Yeah.
And... whoops, that is not what I meant to roll. Or hit. Ignore that.
Ignoring.
Longbow, deadly aim. Wish, wish, wish.
Ooh, second one.
Okay.
Second one's-
First will miss. Second will
Yeah.
hit.
Second will hit, so that's going to be a 17 on damage.
I have to say I like Ghost Touch because I don't have to half anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
No math.
I really wish that first fucking attack would have hit, but
Yeah.
I rolled a 7.
Baby steps.
Okay. It is going to. It has a number of things that it could do here.
Not disintegrate people. Huh?
Could pull a Sylvanas and just yeet off into space.
So I guess just to be clear, like I'm not. I never look at creatures trying to figure out how I can screw you guys the most. I'm trying to figure out what the creature would logically do, and when they have multiple options, it's a little harder.
Mhm.
It also doesn't seem to have a brain or any
It
other
does, yeah.
anatomy,
It has
so
like
it's
no real motivations, so it's like
it's instinctual entirely.
Yeah.
I hate this color.
I think it has taken a lot of damage from Leopold, and so it makes sense that it would attempt to retaliate in some
Ilix has
sense.
matched my damage. Even missing, she's matched my damage these past few rounds.
Well, the gun is scarier and louder.
You're closer,
sure is.
and also I got picked on a lot last session.
Yeah, I know, you're insane now.
That wasn't him laughing normally. He just lost his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it's going to reach out and try to attack Leopold with its disintegrating touch. Which, just to be clear, you don't have to save against unless you're at 0 hit points. So
Okay, but it is a touch attack? Have we figured that out?
I've decided that it's going to be a touch attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it only gets 1 attack, and it says disintegrating touch.
Oh, yeah.
And it also says if you're reduced to 0 hit points by a color out of space's touch attack.
Ah, there you
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a touch attack.
Well,
So that will be a 34 to hit.
oh boy. That's not a crit threat, is it?
No,
Okay, 'cause
fortunately not.
okay. Well, that's good. My touch AC 17, pretty high, but all right. And
So let me get out some dice.
It says it's touch on the Pathfinder sheet. Disintegrating touch plus 15 touch.
It doesn't say that on the
Oh. On the SRD, it
yeah.
it says
I'm sure it
touch,
says it on
so
the
you're good.
SRD, but not on my module. Okay. And I need to calculate Vital Strike in here as well.
Ew.
here's Vital Strike.
Yeah,
How does he have Vital Strike without more than 1 attack?
I don't know. It's just how it is.
I thought Vital Strike had to be. I thought
Had to be
Vital
2
Strike had to be a
attacks.
weapon. I thought it had to be a weapon.
It's.
I don't think it has
is-
to be a weapon.
It is what it is.
Sorry about
Deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice to the attack twice, and add the results together before adding bonuses from strength. Well, he doesn't.
Oh, this is actually way cooler than I thought it was.
He doesn't actually get any damage bonuses from strength, so I just
This is
roll
gonna
this,
hurt.
roll this
Good
twice.
Good
So
thing it wasn't a
he's
crit.
gonna hit you for that's 10, 13, 16. That will be. Wait. Yeah, that would be 22, 28. 31, 35, 41, 42, 43, 45. Yeah, 45 points of damage.
That is half my health. That rips through me, and you just hear me go, "Oh!" Like, that was bad.
And you don't like. It's not a voice necessarily, but you get an impression in your head, and it sounds like your brain interprets it as Neil.
Go fuck yourself, snotball!
Plea.
I'm gonna run up to it, and while I'm running, I'm going to acrobatics through all of its threatened squares.
Good choice. It is, for your purposes, it has a reach of 15 feet. Which I will highlight with an aura for you. Give me just a second.
It either hits me or it either attacks me or it doesn't.
Don't you have to roll for each square that you pass through?
No, only the first. Like you roll to see whether or not you get attacked.
Oh, okay. Well, his CMD is 36. So
okay, so he attacks.
Get attacked.
Well, there's also, I think it's improved combat reflexes that lets you attack more than one time based on for AOPs.
Yeah, he doesn't have that.
No, but he has Vital Strike.
He does have Vital Strike, and Lightning Reflexes apparently.
Ooh, double up.
When you use the attack action, yeah, so he can Vital Strike on AOs as well. Jesus, okay.
It's a single attack action.
You know what? For my purposes, I'm just gonna roll this and roll 20, even though dice are more fun.
Where do you see, like, the different bonuses that a magic weapon gets as it increases in level?
I was looking for that earlier. I think it's under enhancement bonus.
Yeah, I'm looking for
That's
it. I can't find it.
Damage?
Ghost Touch
Yep,
is like
that's the
+4.
damage that you take from its AOO.
Because with Bane activated against that foe, I just added the bonuses, but the weapon itself counts as 2 levels higher than it is, which would make it a +4 magic weapon.
I think that is
Against
Ghost Touch.
That
No,
foe.
there is
no.
I don't
no
think
amount
there
of-
is. Yeah.
So yeah,
It
I
looks like
can't find
special.
any. I've been looking for it. I can't find anything.
Magical weapons are allowed to attack incorporeal creatures, but they deal half damage. Ghost
Yeah.
Touch allows you to deal full damage. I
Yeah,
don't think
and it's
you
a very
can get...
specific, like,
Yeah.
seeking and stuff that you can put on a weapon. It's a magical effect. It takes up a slot on your pluses,
True.
but
yeah.
no
Yeah.
amount of plus will give you Ghost Touch.
I didn't think so.
the
but
damage,
the way
like
that
the,
you said it, I thought maybe
The
it
magical
actually...
enhancement modifiers get you through higher levels of DR.
Yeah, I know that it can count as, like, get you through adamantine and shit. And I was like, well, I'll look it up. I've been looking. I can't find anything about it.
It's a really hard table to find. I need to bookmark
Yeah.
it, to be honest. But yeah,
Yep.
Plea, you'll take 41 points of damage as you dive into position, but you do get to move there. What do you do?
I hit it once with a stunning fist. So just the first attack. If it hits, it does not.
Okay. Just to touch on this real quick, it doesn't matter, but they are immune to stun because it's a noose.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah, they're immune to poison, sleep, paralysis, polymorph, and stun.
And as a swift action, I'm going to spend a key point to increase my AC.
Good choice.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how much it goes up, but I need to.
That's okay.
Plus
Havelock, it is your turn.
All right. Havelock is going to 5 foot here.
Cut.
Cleric channel.
Yeah. Yes.
And I will do the same shit that I did before. Give him a real humdinger.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. I will change from smiting to... I think I'll change back purity.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's okay. Ha! Oof.
Wait,
Great.
what did when it rolled its attack on me? What did it actually roll to attack?
I don't remember, but I'll re-roll it.
Because I just realized like you rolled the damage, but I don't remember you actually telling me what he rolled.
I'm pretty sure I rolled high enough to hit, but I don't remember what the number was.
Okay.
So I re-rolled it. It is going to be a 22.
That would have hit. Okay,
Yeah.
we're good.
He's got a plus 15 to hit, so I feel like he's gonna hit most
Yeah,
of the time.
it's gonna be really really hard to not hit. I think.
Okay, so 24s, both of those sword strikes will hit. You'll cut through this thing a couple more times. Give me your total damage number and I'll half it myself.
Gucci. I'm gonna assume that the Bane damage is just added to the weapon damage.
Actually, it doesn't matter because you kill it.
Oh, cool.
I
like
thank
Earth
God.
I was getting
so-
ready to like 5 attack with
God.
ghost touch
Yeah.
fucking
Nice.
fists. And, like,
Havelock, why don't you describe for us what it looks like when you kill this thing?
I think that what happens is Havelock feels like his life force being drained from him, and he just says, "Fuck it. This is the way it ends for me." And at least hopefully, I think seeing Plee get like so badly hurt is what made him decide like I'm just going at it. So he like rushes toward it and just like swings like crazy, and the glowing light from his holy sword just sort of like bursts this thing into a shimmer, and it just sort of like explodes into gas that just sort of like floats away into the air.
I run to Havelock and hug him. Oh, you did so great. I'm so proud of you.
I think Plee needs your touch more than I do at the moment.
I think everyone could use a little healing. I'll just. I'm presuming. Oh, are we going to rest after this, guys?
I would prefer it.
I would like
Okay.
a nap yet.
Alright.
I
I'm
think-
gonna burn the rest of my channel energies then.
That thing is sapping my life force.
The pig,
Okay,
it was so
um,
beautiful.
Once you guys get all of your health stuff figured out, I need you all to roll me 1d4.
Okay.
Tell me if I need to roll more health, guys. I got one more left.
I don't know that you have to burn all of them all at once, but that's like you just healed like our full HP
Was
for the
that
most part.
those
Okay.
channels?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Ilix gained
alright.
2 sanity.
Hooray!
Leopold gained 2 sanity.
I'm already
Uh,
full.
You guys are all full, I guess, so it's fine.
Are we extra sane now?
No, you don't get extra.
Yeah, I was gonna like turn to Alex and be
We're
like,
pretty
"Let's go-
extra to begin with.
Can
Yeah.
we give Illic sanity from becoming
Yeah.
more sane?
So, interestingly, Ilix, that's actually you're still afflicted
Yeah.
because you're at 0. So you need one more, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, making tacos.
So anyway, some interesting things that have happened. Some interesting things that have happened now. The color out of space has ceased to be. It is, like Havelock described, it is just sort of faded into the ether. However, the lightning-looking thing that was coiled up on the floor is still there. Also, now that the room is easier to see through, you guys can see that there is an old, like, barnacle-covered chest in the corner.
Oh, you broke
An
out.
old what?
There's an old barnacle-covered chest in the corner that may have some stuff inside it.
I detect
Trust
magic
that.
on the chest.
What the hell was this thing?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's gone now. Hopefully dead.
I've never seen a color like that before. Even thinking now, I can't recall what it was.
For how scary this was, honestly, it's kind of inspiring for as an artist in me. Maybe if
Please.
we
I'm
could.
gonna just block it out of my mind to try not to think about it too much.
Please don't try to recreate what that was. It was pure evil.
Oh, definitely not. But like, if we make a book, we could. That'd be a good tale to tell.
Perhaps. I'd like to forget about it personally. That thing sapped my very essence from my body. I don't feel so well. I think I'll need a few more of your spells.
And as he mentions it, you guys can see that, like, several of his hairs have grayed, and he looks a little more just, like, grizzled and old.
If I do a heal check, can I figure out what it's
Oh yeah, you can absolutely determine what happened to him with the heal
You're
check.
starting to look like me, Havelock. Might want to stop that.
Aging?
It's
Yeah.
all the drinking.
The Applejack is caught up with it.
Yeah. Havelock pulls out a cigarette and a drink, and he's like, I don't think we know anything enough about this to know how to stop it.
Yeah, so Xenesis, you're easily able to diagnose based on the magical...
Are you cutting out?
God damn it.
Seemed fine to me. I think you just paused.
No.
Oh, okay. Based on the magical, like, features of this battle and just kind of the otherworldly aspects of it, you're pretty sure he's affected by ability drain, and you have magic for that. So.
All right, I go close to Havelock and I kind of give a gentle touch on his face. I said, "Yes, you do look literally drained, but I think we can cure that later on. Just hang on for the evening."
I'll hold on.
Salt and pepper look. I think you're pulling it off.
Flea looks at Ilix, and is curious how she's doing. Like, are there any effects of her lack of sanity now that the creature's dead?
No.
Because I watched her break.
If anything, she looks a little better now.
Okay.
I think I'm still at 0, so I think Ilix she came into the area where it was, and she just is kind of staring off at the stone wall, her bow kind of like just drooping in her hand.
Yeah.
Like
Ilix,
she's kind of absent.
Flea grabs her hand and looks up at her, and then signs Ilix. How are you doing?
And she doesn't respond.
Flea beckons Xenesis over without even looking at her, just kind of waves his hand just back at Xenesis, just come over here, but without saying anything, and then signs. I think something might be wrong with Ilix. When we walked into the chamber, something happened to her.
I cock my head. What? Yes, something is wrong, but I'm not for sure what yet.
What was your roll?
35.
Oh yeah, you know. You can see, just sort of her disconnection with you all and reality around her, and the way her eyes have sort of settled on a distant thing that isn't there, and the way her face is moving and the way she's breathing. You're pretty sure she's had a mental breakdown. I think to really diagnose the exact insanity, you would need to see symptoms present. But as far as identifying that she has lost her marbles, you have succeeded at that.
Well, Plea, I don't. I'm not a psychologist or a counselor. I did not study my profession in that. Mine was more religion. But she definitely, Ilix, she's had a breakdown, a really serious mental breakdown. I really think we as a team should keep a close eye on her.
Ilix, what is the greatest, most beautiful goddess in the entire pantheon of gods of Galeria?
I'm sorry, what?
She's clearly insane. She didn't immediately say Pharasma.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're a little biased, but...
Flea signs to Havelock, sucking up to Pharasma.
That was such an
Turn you
inquisitor. That was such an inquisitor thing to say.
What?
The goddess doesn't care about you. You do realize this, don't you?
I'm not sucking up. What are you talking about? This is genuine. He thinks that anybody that doesn't, automatically, love the shit out of Pharasma must be insane.
Flea kind of just like continues to hold Elix's hand, and then but like reaches his other arm around and holds her in a hug.
Can we be done with this place? I've had enough.
I think
I
that's a
don't want
good
to be here
idea.
anymore.
I don't blame you. Let's go search this stuff that's around here, and maybe that'll help us to get out of here.
Flea, perhaps you want to take Ilix back through the tunnel to the next room.
Yeah, Flea will escort Elix towards the entrance of the dungeon as they loot the chests and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I move over to Leopold and
So
point at the barnacle chest.
let's pause in that room real fast. You guys get about that far, and then the chest will open, and then we'll deal with what happens next. So let's just do the chest first, just for my own sanity and get it out of the way. So the chest isn't like locked or anything, I don't think. No, it's just old and barnacle covered. Looks like it might have been like trudged up. And actually behind the chest there is a number of rapiers and like fish gold jewelry. Okay, so the rapiers themselves don't look like they are made of steel. They look like a darker material.
Would alchemy help me identify that?
Xenesis is over there, right?
Yes, alchemy.
Yeah, so with your spellcraft, you would just be able to identify these like at a glance. Really, these are +1 cold iron rapiers.
Ooh.
It says there's a set of matched +1 cold iron rapiers, so I assume there's 2 of them. I think that's what that means. Then there are several more pieces of fish gold jewelry that are worth 1,400 GP.
1,400 gold?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else write this down because I'm not in the room, so I can't put it in the bag.
And then inside the chest, there is just a big old pile of gold. There's 880 gold and a bunch of copper and silver, so we'll say it's... Oh god, I have to fucking math.
Just say we have 1 million gold. It's okay.
Can you copy pasta it?
Yeah, hold on. I'm doing the math real quick. So 970 gold. I'll give you the whole block because it's fun.
Fish gold.
Which, if you have forgotten, is basically a reddish gold.
What's a chillax?
Cheliax, I believe. This sounds
Oh.
pronounced.
Huh.
Yeah, 970. All right, so 1,400 GP from jewelry, 2 +1 cold iron rapiers. At least that's what we're going with. 970 GP total from the chest.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We could probably
Somebody
fit
else
all
is
that
carrying
in the
it.
chest. We could probably just fit all that in the chest. Is there any room? Do we have a bag of holding? We do.
We do.
Someone does.
He does, but he's not in
Pretty
there.
damn full.
Yeah.
So you guys just gonna carry the chest like fucking
Probably.
pirates? Do it, man.
I mean,
Back
fuck
to
it.
Ilmash, just drop it in the mud.
I'm very strong.
What is your... fuck it, doesn't matter. I mean, it's pretty fucking heavy, but we'll just waive that one.
I'm as strong as a minotaur.
Yeah, but gold is stupid dense. It's
Okay,
fucking
well
heavy.
that's
So is
not
half-
fair because we don't count like gold encumbrance because otherwise that would just be like
I mean,
we can never move it
that's
again.
gold on your person versus gold in a chest.
That's
think,
true.
I think it matters. At least
Just put it all in your pockets, and then it goes away. Disappears from existence. Its weight is nullified. Magic pocket.
That's one way to do it. I don't think it makes narrative sense, but sure.
I like the idea of a magic wallet that characters just get at level 1. That like gold just don't encumber them.
Yeah,
Like,
it's gold encumbrance is really silly given how strict and cruel strength levels are. Like you basically can't carry anything unless you're a barbarian. Anyway, so that's what happens with the chest. Plea and Ilix, you guys are in the room walking past the lady. You can still hear her talking softly and reassuringly to her child. But out of the corner of your eye, down this passageway, it looks like someone is casting lantern light down that cavern.
Plea. Fuck. I'm trying to see if like, is there anything like? Plea quickly drags Ilix over here to hide. And I guess we can try to stealth roll that.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, what now?
I wanted to investigate the anchor and that other thing you said were over here.
Anchor?
Guys.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
I'm invisible.
Yeah. So, give me for the anchor. Give me a knowledge planes.
Got that. Fuck.
Xenesis, you've never seen anything like this before.
Dude, it's so it's like the glowy green thing that we saw. I've never seen it before.
Havelock. It's a little hard to tell, but it looks like some sort of magical. Well, so one end of it, like you could tell it was anchored to the floor from across the room, but when you walk over there, like there's nothing like tangible holding it to the floor. But if you like pick it up and try to move it around, you can't pull it from the floor. It's anchored there somehow. You're not quite sure how. But the other thing you notice is when you pick it up, it's like a force effect. It's just kind of like your hand is wrapped around an empty thing that's just sort of shimmering and glowing with electric light. I think with that planes check, I'll also give you that it's reminiscent of a magical device, but it's definitely not anything like what you've seen before. But since it was attached to the color out of space, you might reasonably conclude that it was some kind of like ball and chain situation.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Seems like this thing was kept a prisoner down here. Could I spellcraft to figure out what it is? Or is this just sort of a description and not like an actual item?
So I will tell you with that planes check, you know that this is not something that the scum would have made. This is beyond their capability. So you suspect that some other extraplanar being brought a device with them, and that is what this is. You could figure out spells that it's similar to, but it's not going to present as an exact thing you can like replicate.
Okay. Who would imprison a creature like this down here? For what purpose?
Maybe just to imprison it. Keep it away from whatever it was, where it was previous.
The scum and the rest of these cultists don't seem like the sort that would keep some sort of eldritch ooze in the basement out of the kindness of their hearts, especially considering the effect it seems to have had on that woman outside and all those poor people.
Perhaps whoever put it here didn't think about them.
Could have been a selfish act, indeed.
I somehow doubt that. In any case,
I'm gonna
it's
jump
been dealt.
over to the other room real quick. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the conversation has gone on just long enough for other things to start cascading, and I don't want us to get too terribly far here.
Sure.
Without other stuff happening. So I apologize for cutting you off, but there's stuff happening at the same time, so I want to keep everything kind of congruent.
Okay.
Moments later, Plea and Ilix, as you duck into hiding, it's difficult to see who it might be, but they're kind of on the shorter side, and they're walking. You can tell somewhat cautiously by the way they're holding the lantern, and they're shining it around the room. And you hear, oh my goodness.
Well, Ilix is trying to see who it is,
Um,
especially with low light vision.
damn.
Okay, what?
Look,
That is 2 in a row.
one.
Hey.
Yep.
Okay. So Plea recognizes this almost immediately as the voice of one Horace Croon.
Who's Horse Kern again?
Is he the boat guy?
He's the old man whose boat you let crash on the surf.
He's the
Oh
boat guy.
yeah.
The
tinker
inventor
guy.
We didn't let it. We were powerless to stop it.
I don't
Yeah.
agree with that interpretation.
We witnessed it.
So our characters may not have been powerless to stop it, but the players that run their brains are not intelligent enough, nor are our characters intelligent enough to know how to stop a boat.
It's fine.
None of us have an int score higher than like
Moving
14.
on.
I still don't see how we could have stopped it, but
Well, every
signs
suggestion I
to
came
Ilix.
up with got shot down.
Please signs to Ilix as they're like crouched in this corner hiding. Is that the Tinkerer?
It looks like it. What would he be doing down here? Has he said anything or anything like that?
He said, "Oh my goodness."
Oh my goodness. Should we say something?
Can I bull rush him?
Seems
Just
a
the
bit like
Does Plea have shoes? I'm just imagining like you're in a dark cave and you just hear the plapping of naked feet on rock towards you. I would leave so fast, but Plea would outrun me and tackle me. That's how you die in horror movies.
It probably is because I literally run twice as fast as a normal human. Like,
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm not gonna bull rush him. I guess we'll wait.
you could charge him and bull rush him, I guess. Yeah, you have enough movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
And see what he does. But I put away my ion torch so that we're no longer casting light.
yeah,
Good choice.
mine as well.
You see him move up to the edge of like the crag that the woman is in, and you hear a loud gasp, and he leans down and over the chasm and like holding his lantern. He says, "Miss, are you all right?" And obviously she doesn't respond, and so he keeps trying to pester her. I imagine at this point, Havelock and the others probably hear him. He's not being quiet.
I mean, he's 200 feet away.
He's really
also,
far away from
and-
them.
Oh shit!
yeah, but these tunnels are
There's
very
that thing,
echoey.
Yeah, they're echoey, but also you guys are making racket too, like rummaging around in boxes.
True.
Yeah. Do I feel like his like calling down to this woman is in earnest with that sense motive?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I signed Ilix. He seems to be genuine. And I'll actually approach him.
Ilix will
I'll
pull
stand
out a
up.
couple arrows and sort of have them ready, but be at ease.
Okay.
And I'll approach with Ilix because I can't talk.
So
Yeah.
we're probably like carrying the chest down the hallway as this
Um,
goes on.
Yeah, I reach in my pocket, pull out my iron stone, and approach Horus. So it's floating around me now, and we're casting some light.
Okay.
And I wave
Hello there,
over at him.
Tinker.
And we will jump back over to Havelock and the group as they were discussing stuff. Sorry for interrupting you before.
No, I think we're pretty much done here, and I would probably shrug and say, "All right, if each of us grab a corner of this chest, I think we can probably lug it back to catch up with the others, and then we should find a safe place to set up camp for the night."
You
Boy,
have to roll
I
strength.
sure hope we don't run into any unexpected people down here.
That would stink, wouldn't
It sure would. Remember that Horace Croon fellow?
I
it?
do.
Can't say I do.
Poor shit.
I remember a
That reckless boatman steering his boat right for those rocks in the middle of the storm.
Sorry. I feel sorry for his boat.
You feel sorry for the boat.
I mean, the man seemed fine. The boat
Is
cost.
Zuzu, are you one of those
money.
people who personify objects? Like if you're gonna throw away a toaster, you get sad because the toaster's going away?
I apologize
she
when I run
does.
into furniture. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
What's funny is like it can sit there for like 3 years and not get used, but the second the threat of it being thrown out happens, suddenly it's incredibly important and it gets used every day.
Yeah.
Kind of a hoarder, I guess, huh?
You Zuzu,
Yes and no.
every day you slowly become more like Catbug.
I definitely am part
I'm making
cat. This is for
tacos.
sure.
I love Catbug.
Uh,
Yeah, I'll start heading down the tunnel, I guess.
Okay.
I guess we'll start.
Okay.
Here.
We don't
I
need
have
to
to
roll
actually make
strength
a strength
checks,
check.
do we, to carry this?
Oh, I do. I have a -1. I have
Okay,
to.
well, why would you say that?
Well, I
Why,
too
why are
have.
you adding bookkeeping?
No, it's fine. I rolled all.
I don't have anything to think of.
Xenesis, give me a strength check.
Oh, even though I don't have a negative?
Give me a strength check.
We just give Horace a fucking. We just give
So
Horace a
you guys
fucking.
are like you're carrying the chest down the hall, but Havelock, you notice that Xenesis is like not so much like pulling her weight as just like kind of having a hand on there to say she helped.
Okay, I mean, we've all got our strengths and weaknesses, no pun intended.
As you guys are coming down the hallway, you round the corner, just in time to kind of see Plea walking across the room over to Horace, and he'll get there long before you do because the hallway is 200 feet long, but you do see him walking across the room. So we'll jump back over to you guys. Plea, as you approach, it takes Horace a second to notice you, but when he does, he startles back and drops his lantern. Goes, oh! Please,
there,
please
Tinker.
don't kill me.
Plea makes the apologizing gesture, but Horace doesn't understand it necessarily.
We're sorry we startled you.
I think I know you.
Yes, we met you near that wharf where you lost your boat.
He cautiously leans down and like snatches up his lantern and takes a step backward. He says, What are you doing down here?
We came looking for those that are attached to a cult in the nearby town. We came to rescue a child and ended up finding this subterranean area beneath the manor house.
Please, Science, what are you doing?
We're under Undiomede House right now?
Yes. Might we ask what you're doing here?
Let me see if he trusts you.
We did save him, or tried to save him.
Yeah, but you're currently like
Yeah, without context of the
We're
situation,
in Scary
this looks
Dungeon and
bad.
approached out of darkness and
And
Surrounded
also,
by
Alex,
dead,
fair.
desiccated bodies
yeah, he's
and a woman in a pit.
He's pretty shaken up right now, but he does seem to calm down at your explanation. And when questioned, he will say, well, it's I've had a theory that there were tunnels down here for quite some time, and then I was I was out on my boat, new boat, yes, I know. Have a more reliable crew now. But I was out on my boat and I saw this strange, uh, strange man just sort of walk deliberately into the lake without like trying to swim, and he just kind of sunk there. And so I took the opportunity to get in my little that Havelock fellow renamed it for me. What did he call it?
Submarine, I believe.
Yes, my submarine. I like it. So I followed him, and he just he came into some tunnels, and I wasn't able to squeeze through the small space that the small space that he got through. But I managed to come up down this hallway. The tunnels are quite extensive.
Yes, we think we might have found him there. There were signs of a man who had passed through further back in the caverns.
Clee just asks Ilix and says, "Do you think it might have been, alien?"
I suppose. Can you
I-
describe the man that you saw?
Well, it was kind of far away, but it looked like he was holding some kind of like a black sword.
Ilix will shiver at that and say, "Yes, we
Clee grasps her
encountered him
hand tightly.
earlier."
What do you guys know, like, what is this place?
I don't know. It seems to be the site of some sort of cultic worship. There was a thing down a tunnel further on, a color, a light. It was, well, you would have had to see it to understand, but we defeated the thing. The rest of my companions are back down the tunnel a ways. It
And
seems
almost
that-
as if on cue, they emerged from the hallway.
Oh, hey guys, we just came from the rest of the tunnels there.
You know, those
We
underground
found our old
tunnels.
friend Kroon.
Oh, hey, the boat
Hi.
guy.
Hi.
Oh. Why is he upside down?
That was how I had
Rope
to
trap.
aim his lantern.
Oh, I see.
The
Oh, it's got an
old leg
angle.
rope.
Sure. Mr.
I
Kroon.
was just discussing our encounters with the others here, and the whatever it was back there.
You said this was for cult worship? What's with all the like cradles and stuff?
They
I
were
wouldn't
bringing
go.
children here.
I was gonna say maybe not go into detail for the poor.
What for? What purpose?
Hold on.
Food.
Havelock is gonna be like, this random dude just happens to like wander down here.
He
Fair.
saw.
Yeah, you didn't
time.
hear the explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Havelock.
Ilix will give Havelock a very direct look and say, he saw Ilian and followed him.
I see. And I think a look of like dawning comprehension kind of goes over Havelock, and I guess Havelock knows that like Revenants probably like wouldn't really pay attention to anybody else.
Yep.
Like
They are very singular in their goal.
that actually kind of checks out. Like
The man you followed wasn't a man, and that's why he was able to walk underwater unhindered.
I see. I'm sorry if it troubles you.
Somewhat.
You're lucky you got here when you had you arrived
It's,
before we did. Things would have ended pretty badly for you.
quite brave of you to wander down into these tunnels on your
Well,
own.
I was ready to bolt and run, but I thought I heard someone, and then I found this this woman down in the pit, and then he showed up, and now you're all here, and it's just a lot.
Clee signs. She is quite insane.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, I think that these cultists that have been staying here have been doing some sort of experiments on people of Ilmarsh for some time. We're still
That
putting it all
tunnel,
together ourselves.
that tunnel you came down, where does it lead to?
Well, uh, the one that I came through just leads out to Avalon Bay. I don't know where they all go, but there's quite a few.
Hmm. Yes, there was another one that seems to be submerged back that way. That's where the man emerged.
You said these were cultists? Why do they use watery tunnels so much? And how do they
Keeps
breathe? I'd be fascinated to learn about such devices.
by magic, I imagine.
Or their anatomy. Feed signs.
There are creatures down here called scum. Aquatic, almost frog-like creatures. I don't think the water bothers them much.
Monsters of men, perversions.
Now, I'm going to say out of game, this is probably, I'd imagine this is correct, because I feel these are the neighbors down bay, yes?
That's a good
Like,
assumption.
these are where the children have been being delivered. Like, I don't know if this is a cult. I think this is just a breeding farm for fishmen. Like, I think
Could be
it's
both.
actually worse.
Yep. Low column A, low column B.
Let's explore that realization that maybe Leopold has in character.
I think what we're dealing with are your neighbors down bay that you call them, Adil. Not so friendly neighbors, I think.
I'd always suspected.
Suspected what?
Well, I thought it's strange that nobody had ever seen the neighbors or spoke to them. And I'd always thought that there was tunnels down here, and it made sense to me that there might be a connection between the two.
Literally
Yes.
and metaphorically.
But you
Files.
said they're not people.
No.
Well, they're man-like.
You must have seen the corpses of the fishmen.
No,
when
he
you
came
moved
from
down.
he
Yeah.
came
Oh,
from
he
that
went a
way.
different way.
Yeah, he came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are the remains of some of them back behind us. We had to cut through quite a few to get to here.
I take your word for it. I would prefer not to journey
No,
too much
go
farther.
take a look. Take a good look. Very fascinating creature.
Maybe you could bring a specimen by my lab later, and I'll look. But I'm not really an adventurer like you. I'm already above my breadth. I probably shouldn't be
Says
here.
the man who dove into an underwater.
Yeah.
More of an adventurer than you think.
Yeah,
Kroon.
his curiosity, like you can tell that his curiosity drove him this far, but now he's like filled with
Yep.
shit
immense
got
regret.
I feel like it's one of those like
too far.
he didn't notice that he went too far until it was too far, and he had to tell
Yep.
someone that he went too far.
Remember when I told you I say we're in too deep? We're in too deep.
Yep.
Do I detect any kind of hunch or deception?
It looks like he is presently trying to keep it together. You do think that he is concealing something.
He crapped his pants.
I mean, it does seem weird. Like this does
shit my
seem like
pants.
extreme lengths to go to, for pure curiosity. Is that really all, Mr. Crew?
Why don't you give me diplomacy on that?
Yeah, that's not really what I do.
Okay. Would you prefer intimidate?
Not yet.
Okay.
I want to see how he handles this.
Can I rephrase that for?
Yeah, if you want to.
I think what my friend here is trying to say is there must be some greater reason why you came down.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Very nice.
when you say that, you can see his lips start to quiver, and he his eye, tears well up in his eyes, and he just breaks down crying.
That
Oh shit!
not quite what I expected.
What's going
I'll
on?
head over and kind of give him a light pat on the back. I know this place is pretty disturbing. It's gonna be okay.
This woman's the only one alive down here, isn't she?
Unfortunately, so.
Plebe
and
looks
you,
at Genesis and
Obviously
says,
not.
and gestures to the rest of the party and says, "How about us?"
I mean,
You know what he meant.
I think plea. What he means is like before we entered, she's the only one left.
Plea is not smart enough to understand that. So
They took my sister for fostering.
That was many years ago, I'd imagine.
If it makes you feel any better, at least you know she died peacefully and in bliss.
Do I? How do I know that? How do I know that?
Well, from us, when we walked in here, there was this weird kind of aura atmosphere, and people were just I saw some of my team members get all sluggish and just apathy of not wanting to do anything. So I would assume there wasn't pain that she experienced.
Kind of felt like I was going to sleep.
But you said that wasn't the neighbors.
No, that was something else.
So we don't even know what they did to her.
Well, we have a pretty good idea. It's slow.
Best not.
He just cries harder.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
best
gonna
not to speculate on it. We should leave.
I'm gonna just kind of try another diplomacy and say, well, whatever it was, I can tell you that it's over now, and it won't happen to anyone ever again.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better,
well,
maybe
that was
you could.
supposed to. That was
That's
supposed to be
fine.
a diplomacy.
Good
so
enough. It's fine.
That would have been a 35.
Havelock is gonna walk up to Horace Kroon and pat his shoulder and say, I also lost a sister to monsters, but it will likely be little consolation to you, but I want you to know that the experiences that these women had down here, those are what brought justice to the perpetrators. That is the reason we came here, and the reason that all that are responsible for this atrocity are in Pharasma's boneyard now.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Nice job. He takes a big deep breath and wipes his eyes on his sleeve. And he says, "Yes, I suppose you're right. I should probably return to the surface. Are you good?
We all should.
Are you gonna take care of this young lady? Are you gonna take care of this young lady?" And he
I was actually just about to
gestures
check.
down to the pit.
Plebe hops down and picks her up and brings her out.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's like ripping a band-aid.
Give me a grapple check. She almost certainly fights you. Alright, yeah, you grab her, no problem. She fights you quite a bit. I'm going to see if she manages to get a hit off on you. She rolled a natural 9, so probably not.
Nope.
Even with a decent hit mod, she would miss. So, she's attempting to hit you or bite you as you pull her up.
I imagine she's banging on my back with her fists
Yep.
as I climb the ladder and bring her out.
Oh my goodness.
And I just bound out of I jump down, take note of it, climb up the ladder really fast. These are plea things.
So, what do you do with her now that you have her at the top?
Can we put her to sleep or something like that?
Well, I guess I
We
could try to
shouldn't
calm
kill
down.
her, Alex.
I mean, she's
No.
clearly.
Oh my god, Sue.
Well-
Putting someone to sleep is not the same as putting a dog to sleep. It literally means putting her to sleep.
Okay.
have
Havelock
high
slides his
enough
great
int to
sword
know
back
better.
into his scabbard.
Oh, so we're not doing that.
No. Can I attack? She's clearly mentally unstable.
Mhm.
She probably looks exhausted. I'd imagine she's probably been up for like days.
She's also still glowy.
Yeah, but like as far does the air taste spicy around her? Is it radioactive?
No, but it has
It's weird.
it's strangely colored. It's not like the weird
She's
color you've never
probably
seen
been
before,
fed on.
but yeah, she's been fed on.
Yeah.
Can
Perhaps perhaps our cleric can restore her mind.
Maybe I can cast calm emotions and she will put up less of a fight.
I was
That'll
thinking
make the walk out of here easy.
I was thinking restoration.
Hmm.
What about
Perhaps
that?
if
I
what
would
happened to
have-
her is the same thing that happened to me.
I would have to meditate on that in order to
Yes.
get the powers from Pharasma.
Perhaps if we take her up to the surface, some fresh air will do her good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
please sets her down after you get out, and then gives her some water, like kind of almost force feeds her water, like puts the canteen up to her lips and kind of makes her drink.
She doesn't. She fights you every step of the way and keeps shrieking about how you can't leave her baby behind.
Fuck.
I
Plea looks up at Havelock and says she won't leave without her, and he makes air quotes, baby.
I can silence
How
her.
do you make air quotes while you're signing things?
So I do air quotes,
He's
and
that
then I
good.
sign something.
He's that good at grappling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, while you're grappling her, you're doing.
He's got
air
her in
quotes.
like an arm.
No.
Sign
So
language.
so you do the air quotes, then you sign the thing, and then you do the closing air quotes.
with
I
one
think-
hand.
I think while you're grappling, it's like,
I set her down to like force feed her water. So-
oh, if you set her down, then she starts to crawl back towards the pit.
Oh fuck! I stop her.
Okay.
Bind the woman's hands and feet and let's be done.
Yeah,
with this.
I pin her and tie her up so that she
Okay.
can't move.
Oh, this is
and
so
then I
embarrassing.
carry her out of the dungeon.
Oh, it's too bad.
It's a
Ah.
shame.
I signed a Horus
It'd be
with
more
her
of a
on my
shame
shoulder.
It'll be more of a shame if we all grow old down here and
I,
Illick starts walking down the tunnel that he came down.
Yeah, so you get about maybe 50 feet down, and then it begins to kind of just slant downward and become like
Water. Okay.
And then eventually you reach
Then
a point
we'll go
where
this
his little fishy shaped watercraft is still half
The serve
out.
or whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Subaqueous exploration vehicle.
Plea looks at him and says, "Is there enough room for all of us in that thing?" Or like he signs up.
Afraid not. I could probably seat 4. Definitely not that. And he points at the just gigantic chest of gold.
Plea looks at Havelock and the chest of gold and the everything in it and is like,
I ain't leaving it.
he opens the bag of holding and like looks for room. Like
I'll take.
He just puts the
I'll take-
bag of holding down, puts both feet in, and starts like jumping up and down, like cram
Shove
it
it down.
all in.
Shove it down.
Yep.
That
I'll
is
The
take-
three of us can take the three
I,
of us can take the chest back to town. Perhaps the gunslinger and Xenesis should accompany Horus in getting the woman out. It'll be easier
Sure.
to take her out by water than to drag her up the stairs or the ladder that we
Yeah,
had
we
to
have to
crawl
climb
down.
a lot.
Mhm.
okay.
Let's see. How good am I at swimming? All right, I
You
feel
don't have to
pretty
swim.
confident. No, I know, but like, I don't also trust this kind of
Uh,
crazy
well,
underwater device.
While we're in the submarine, if she keeps screaming, I'm gonna potentially just cast silence so I don't have to hear it.
She's
She gagged?
Mhm.
Oh gosh, okay.
Or she's screaming
Wow,
constantly.
they used all the rope.
So as you guys are leading Horus towards his submarine, he does manage to see you guys trying to shove the chest into the bag, and he turns around and says, I know that I'm not the expert here, but I don't think that's going to fit, lad." And then
It's got a hell of a lot more in there.
he keeps walking down the hallway.
Quite honestly, the bag of holding is full. Like I'm in good faith not gonna put anything else in it
Yeah.
because
That's why
it
I
is
think the
over
two strong
capacity.
characters and I should.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You guys carry it, and I'll watch, and if they can take the submarine.
Cleric,
Back.
do you have Antal or something?
I do. Give me about 5 minutes and I will.
Oh, that's fine. I need a few minutes to get everything operational again.
Alex, I know we're testing your patience, but the gold is quite important to have.
Think about the gold.
Yeah, but yes, but what
The
about
money
the gold?
is mine. The money.
Plea
Money is mine.
looks at Havelock and says, "We'll meet you at the ladder," and because he's gonna be carrying with it Antal, and then he walks Alex towards
Here you
slowly
go, my
towards the front of
friend.
the cave, because she's antsy to get out.
Okay. So you guys will make your way out of the cave, no problem. And after a little while, Xenesis will get Antal, and then I guess Havelock just fucking lugs this thing around on his shoulders.
I'm a strong beef boy, dude.
Strong beef boy. He's been doing his squats.
Big strong.
And Xenesis, as you guys are so Horus gets into the craft and you hear various switches and buttons being pressed, and there's a soft whirring sound as it begins to power up again. But as you're loading the woman into the watercraft, you get her in there, and you're the last one to crawl in. But before you can get in there, a piece of paper kind of flutters down from the ceiling right in front of your face. What do you do?
I kind of have my eyes shifting back and forth, seeing if anyone else noticed it, and I'll reach down and hesitantly pick it up.
Okay. As you reach down and pick it up, and it becomes well lit, and you can see what it is. You can see that it is a hero card.
It's a what? Hero card?
Mm-hmm. Give me just a second. I need to.
Havelock. Oh
He's
shit!
gone.
It's Leopold. Leopold.
Havelock's
I
outside
can-
the submarine looking through the window.
I
What
can-
is it?
It's the hat.
He's doing like leg presses with the whole fucking sea chest on his back. Like, yeah, this is
The marriage.
never skip leg day.
Yep. So this is another whole party card.
Ooh. Yeah, Leopold. I think this is another
I don't-
hero card.
Where is it? Is it everybody able to see it?
You should
Yeah,
be
it's
able
it's,
to-
it's like over here.
On the map.
Oh, okay. We're a ways away and we can't
Yep.
see it.
So this is a card that the entire party has to agree to use when you use it. In addition to its typical powers that it has from the rules that you have the handout for, this card can be played to automatically change a single NPC's attitude to helpful.
Ooh.
Nice.
The card cannot be used if the NPC would not normally be affected by a diplomacy skill check. It can only be used once.
I thought that was
We-
what the Inquisitor
We
was
find we find out who the fuck A is. We're just like you. You help us.
We find Tarbafon, and we're just like, now, I would like to redeem my coupon, please.
We've got like
so
three of them.
Xenesis, please right-click
Welcome
the
to
card on the
Tarburger.
playmat and click Take Card.
A right click.
And click Take Card. It is now in your possession, but you cannot use it without the party.
She's got
permission.
5 cards.
I got 5 cards. I'm just gonna deal
Well, I think
it out
3
like
of them are
money.
like party cards that we just haven't
Yeah.
used.
Party cards.
Ah.
Hey, zoo has all party doll.
Party cards. It's a party in my pocket.
Are we all invited?
Yes, actually, yes.
Cool.
Okay. It would be Havelock, Plea, and Ilix as you guys are exiting the Undiomede house. You hear a loud shriek from way upstairs.
Oh,
It sounds a bit like
Damn it.
okay.
and you see you see a bird-like creature up there. What do you do?
Nope.
What?
Nope.
Where at?
Up top, on top of the house.
Oh, as
can
we're
we-
outside of it.
Yes.
I seem to be just outside.
There we go.
There we go.
Nope.
Whoa, now I'm in the blackness. There we go. Yeah, Plea will look up at the creature and try to see if he can identify it. So first off, I guess, can I make out enough of it with this perception roll?
Sure. You don't think it has noticed you yet?
Plea kind of like puts his hand on Havelock and Ilix and kind of like crouches down low and then points up at the bird.
Is it like a massive bird?
Oh yeah, it's a big one. Remember when you guys came here in the first place? You saw the little like lizardy tail tuck into the ceiling.
Very vaguely. I think Ilix
Not at
saw
all.
it, but that was it.
I take your.
I feel like Ilix might have seen it when she's like went
I-
into the house before
yeah.
everyone.
I dropped a bomb perception like whenever we came up and saw something that has not revealed itself.
See.
Yeah, I want to kind of crouch and look at it as well.
Yeah.
Give me. Oh, it's a bestiary thing. Hold on.
Fuck.
And I thought I had art for this, but I might have not got it from the book. You can see an extremely large creature upstairs. You need to roll me Arcana, actually, because it is a magical beast.
Is it upstairs or is it on the roof?
It is on the roof.
Okay. Well,
Ish.
ish.
Mm-hmm. It is considered a widow's walk.
Oh, I see.
It's like
I mean, that's on the
balcony
roof.
type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Roof balcony-ish.
Rooftop balcony.
A falcony now.
Ha!
I bet that one caught you off guard.
That's why I called.
Oh, these puns.
Tanner's on my wavelength today.
I'm sick, so
I'm also
God.
sick and had a very long day. I
killed both
appreciate
of
all
them.
of them.
yeah.
That's what it
What
looks
in
like.
the fuck?
That looks
shit,
cool.
I clicked out of it. Would you
Well,
be able
that
to
looks
show time?
really cool and really terrifying.
Oh, cool. Pass.
Is that a wyvern?
No.
Why do we have to deal with this? That thing does not look friendly.
You can
It's
blame
not friendly
Havelock
at
for
all.
wanting the
Oh, it's a questing piece. Prepare to die.
So, it hasn't seen you.
Yeah,
what do
Havelock's
you
gonna
do?
like grab them and like pull them back toward the inside where we can like crouch down. And he's gonna go. I'm assuming I wasn't able to identify it with the 17.
Just missed it.
Okay. Havelock's gonna say, all right. This house officially fucking sucks.
Ilix looks at you like, no fucking shit.
What the fuck was that? Was that a dragon?
Plea kind of
Well-
just shrugs.
A bird? An eagle thing? I don't know what it's here for, but I can't imagine it's going to act too kindly toward us.
Plea
How-
says he has an idea. And he goes into this room, pulls out 20 pounds of dry firewood,
Alright.
and begins setting a giant fire.
Okay.
Perhaps we can distract it. Plea signs as he starts like laying all this wood out in a really awesome bonfire type shape.
Few enough birds
Halflock
like
looks at Ilix and just like shrugs, like, "All right, guess we're doing it this way." Then
I voted this earlier, so technically this is my idea.
he pulls out Gabby's greatsword and he uses Flicker of the Faithful to just start lighting the curtains on fire with holy fire.
Unfortunately, everything is very damp.
Dang it!
So it doesn't really. The curtains don't really catch. The curtains don't really catch because they're pretty waterlogged, as are most
Mold.
things in the house. Yeah.
This place
Everything is mysteriously like as if it was underwater, but not quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Plea sets this fire up and then heads off over here as it starts to burn and says, perhaps we can make a break for the woods once the fire catches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
think the
How
fire
close
will
is the
catch.
tree line?
no. So he actually does manage to get enough dry wood to start a small fire. It doesn't burn the rest of the house down, but you do manage to get a pretty sizable bonfire going, and it's just billowing smoke and steam because the wood is a little wet. And you can see that it's kind of obscured all view of the roof of the house from where you are.
We're using the
far
smoke
is
as
the
cover,
tree line?
guys.
Cool. Yeah. I'll follow them. I'll follow them out, keeping an
Can
eye.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. How far is the tree line?
Not terribly far, because the house is kind of in disarray.
It's grown up around it, I imagine. Yeah.
There's at the minimum there is definitely like ground cover near the house, like tall grass and bushes and stuff.
Cool.
We go. Are we north or south of town?
I recall that you are north of town.
Okay. Ilix will say, "I'll take point. I should be able to get us back onto the road once we've gone out. And if it does find us, maybe we can lose it in the woods. I should be able to make it back to the road though, so we can make it back to town and not become lost."
Wait, did we say where we were gonna meet up with
I think town.
town?
Yeah. That would be
Alright.
the logical place for us all to go. Because they can get the submersible to the edge of town with the, bay
There's a
there.
dock.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want to kill that thing.
it'll be here later.
All right. Can
Yeah,
come
please
back
signs to
later?
Havelock. Please signs that like
we have monsters
we're-
at home.
We're
We
exhausted.
have monsters at home.
Considering
There's
the number
always
of the monsters that seem to follow us around, I think we'll be fine missing one.
Please signs. That's very rude to say about Leopold and Zensus. In an attempt to make Ilix giggle.
She gives you like an amused smile, but she's not as into the joke as she would be normally.
She's all whacked
Yeah.
out.
She's all
Yeah.
whacked out. So like that.
I
I mean,
got
I'm
that-
trying to like do my best
Yeah,
to like
I got that
keep
whacked
her
out
at sanity.
crazy brains.
That joke was so
so
bad
yeah.
everyone loses a sanity point. No.
Oh god.
What's my second madness? So yeah,
Yeah,
we
okay.
run for it.
Yeah.
We run for it.
Let me see if you get noticed.
So I can run.
Oh,
Can we stealth under the smoke and kind of go
yeah.
sneakily?
So you have
Yeah.
concealment.
Cool.
I
guess
can
we
move at full speed. I reduce the penalty for using stealth while moving by 5.
So
Whatever that is.
the creature rolled a natural 3. So
Never
you
mind.
guys-
We're
you
fine.
guys, you escape with little issue. Probably pretty proud of yourselves for thinking of a smoke screen to get away. And you
Pretty proud of
guys
that.
make it back to town without too much issue, carrying your giant gold chest.
Giant chest of
I linked an image
Oh,
earlier.
did you? I must have missed it.
Yeah, I didn't say
wait.
anything.
It's pretty good.
It's in the chat.
I
It's
do
in
like
the
it.
chat.
Oh, there it
Accurate.
is.
Did you just make that? Did you just throw that
Yeah.
together?
It's a guy holding gold and 2 rapiers. You think I found that?
Well, you never know, man. The internet's a crazy place.
You really don't know about the internet.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, if that doesn't exist though, with how many people
It now
play
does.
these and
It
have
does now.
Photoshop,
That's awesome. Okay. You'd walk back to town, and you find Xenesis.
Yeah. Or no, do we have our horses somewhere?
And,
I'm not sure that we rode our horses.
I
I
thought
don't
we
think we got
rode
the
our
horses up here
oh yeah.
because it's not very far.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought we tied them off down the road.
They're
a
at
piece.
I thought they're at the stable still.
Oh,
Stable
okay.
still.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, let's
Could be. I
go
don't
back
remember.
there.
It's up to you guys.
Staples.
We use them to get
that
between
was
towns,
easy.
but not
But
really.
when you guys
Okay.
get back to town, you find that Leopold and Xenesis are already there. And I guess I should give you the woman.
Bring us the woman.
Tied, bound, and gagged.
Actually,
We can explain.
let me think about this. What did I say? Xenesis and Leopold, when you guys are on your way back, you come up in Avalon Bay with the woman. What do you do from there?
I look at Leopold. I feel like it would be very unsightly to have this woman carrying her into town like this. I don't know if that's the most proper.
No, I agree.
Well,
that would
would
almost
make-
certainly be bad.
Yeah, it'd
The
be hard to
sheriff would
explain.
be on your ass quite quickly.
I do
Do you-
have a spell that I could cast silence, so her shrieking would be inaudible. But then again, they couldn't hear us either.
You said you had a boat. Maybe we
Yeah,
could do that on the boat.
it's nearby here. I'm not really equipped to take care of her though. It's certainly not in her current state. I could
Well.
try to. I guess I could try to make some kind of machine. And you see
No
him.
problem.
You see him like.
Like
see-
light up.
You see him kind of like look up and like he's trying to imagine what a machine that cures madness would look like.
It's
Uh-oh.
called a gag. Suppose I could stay behind and try to keep her, relatively where she is. We don't have police. He'd be the one
Thus,
who'd.
the ball gag was.
God.
Well, there's not much here. This boat is it's fairly small. I downgraded a little after I didn't have a crew any longer, so
Makes sense.
we could all kind of share the living space for the night, or I don't know. We could head back to my home. I would have room for you all if you're okay sleeping on the floor with some maybe I could get you a cot or something.
I've slept in worse. I'd be willing. Besides, like you said, if we brought her into town, it'd be hell to pay with everybody.
I
Yes.
think that would be quite disastrous. Yes.
Hmm.
In the meantime, I think, actually, Zin, do you want to stay with him and I'll go back to the party and let him know where we are?
Yes.
So let
Also, let them know about the Harrow card that we found.
Oh, yeah.
So they know what. But other than that, yes, I will stay with the man and this woman.
Yeah, maybe in the meantime you could meditate on how to, or at least calm her down.
Oh, I could cast calm emotions. If she'd
The
be-
last time you did that, everyone was affected.
Yeah. It'll just be him and I and the woman.
Just hanging out, huh?
Hmm.
Well, I'll head back to town and let him know.
Okay.
And that's when I'm gonna get attacked by the fucking octopus that comes back for revenge on the walk back
Round
to town.
2, motherfucker!
Yeah,
I'm
and I'm
still hungry, and I want my
Come here,
arm
pretty
back.
boy!
It's not an octopus anymore. It's a heptopus.
Yeah,
He's still got 8 legs. It's just a little shorter.
Okay, I guess that's true.
7.5 legs. The new sequel to 2.5 men. It's a lot more, but it's about land. Anyway, so I'll just kind of saunter on back to town, looking as least suspicious as possible.
Send your most unsuspicious gunslinger.
I mean, I can conceal the gun. It's a pistol. Just
Okay.
put it under the trench.
So actually, the rest of the group will beat you back to town then. I guess you guys are probably like gathered in this square, like looking for Leopold.
I imagine we'd probably meet at the town hall. Or not
Havelock
town
is
hall, but
like
the tavern.
Havelock's probably seconds from burning the town down because me and Xenesis didn't show back.
Okay.
Havelock's seconds from burning the town down, regardless.
Yeah.
How have you not yet?
Fuck this place.
Just one failed deception.
So, let's just have Plea, Havelock, and Ilix at the town hall while Leopold is arriving. You guys are at the town hall. What are you doing there?
I suppose we ought to check in with the mayor.
Oh, your favorite mayor.
And
We have a
You
lot
know.
to tell him. Please signs. And it's like
yes.
that'll be one hell of a story.
So, you guys are kind of reminiscing about him and talking about how you should go see him. You round the corner to his office, and it's a disaster area.
Uh-oh.
There
In
are
what way?
there are papers all over. It looks like there was some kind of struggle here, and he's nowhere to be found.
Ilix gives everybody a sidelong look, sighs heavily, and pulls an arrow out.
Havelock just kind of like puts his face in his palm and goes, "Dude, can we just take a break? First that fucking eagle thing, and now this. I just want to take a nap for a little bit."
Plea goes into the office.
Are there any like blood stains or anything?
Not as such.
Not as such.
Yeah, there's not like signs that he was murdered here or like beat up or something, but it does look like somebody came in here and maybe pushed him around a bit, searched the room, and left.
It's all turned over in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ilix is going to look around and see if she can see anything that is like conspicuously missing. Anything that seems to have been given particular attention, like if it was some paperwork that they were digging through, or
Yeah, it looks like most of what's in here anyway is predominantly paper, just like record keeping stuff.
yeah, ledgers.
You doubt that he had any like written record of his suspicions as
Right.
far as sending you off. So if they were looking for proof of that, they wouldn't have found it.
Yeah.
I wonder if there were other members of the cult that seized our mayor. They might have figured out what he had asked us to do.
Maybe we should try to find his home.
Plea signs that it's hard to tell the lines between what is the Whispering Ways doing in this area and what is the cult of the scum doing here. Like, where is
just
that
the
line?
People of Ilmarsh themselves.
Yeah, is there like a way to like determine if he was like taken out, like dragged out of here, or like
Are there fingernail marks on the floor?
Yeah. Are there like big wet webbed footprints on the floor or anything? Big like Scooby Doo type footprints.
Gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling adventurers.
If anyone says
There
Jinx is
doesn't
here,
seem
it's in
to
the-
be like watery footprints or anything or anything, but then again you don't know that scum actually leave that everywhere they go. Yeah, there's just kind of signs of a violent struggle. That's all I can give you.
Is there anybody else in the town hall?
Yeah, there's other people going about their business as usual. His office was closed when you got here. And you opened up the door and found
we
this.
opened.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. These signs. Maybe we should ask the sheriff, even though he doesn't like us.
We should ask
least
who was
report
the
this.
last person that they saw going in.
I suspect the sheriff might have had a hand in it first. The way that he greeted us when we arrived wouldn't surprise me if he had some affiliation with the cult.
Yes, but I think it's still wise to at least alert him and lessen the suspicion on us should he not be involved.
I'd like to interrogate him myself.
Ilix will approach somebody and say, "You there? Do you know who last spoke with the mayor?
Well, I don't know his schedule, if that's what you're asking.
Did you see anybody go in there recently?"
I don't think so.
Ilix will.
You didn't hear the
sigh.
sound of a disturbance of any kind?
Well, no. Should I have? Did something happen?
It appears that there was a disturbance in there. It looks like a
What?
struggle of some sort took
She
place.
like rushes past you. And
Toward his office?
Yeah, towards his office.
Okay.
And she gets a look in there and she goes, "Oh goodness, we need to tell the sheriff right now."
Lead the way.
So she'll bound down the hallway to the sheriff's office.
I bound after her.
Was it Sheriff Owens?
Sounds right, but I don't really know.
I mean,
I just have
sounds good to
sheriff
me.
written all over my notes.
Or is that a
Sheriff
guy from
our douchebag.
a different?
Sheriff
All
D-bag.
sheriffs are the same.
Well, true.
Anders is what my co-GM tells me.
Hmm.
Okay, so she bounces down the hallway and she says, "Sheriff Anders, Sheriff Anders." And he steps out of his office when he hears the commotion and he says, "What's going on? What's the problem? Oh, you all. What trouble are you causing in my town this time?"
We came back this way to see the mayor, and it seems that there's been some sort of disturbance in there.
You keep saying disturbance. Somebody destroyed his office.
His office is overturned.
The sheriff kind of raises an eyebrow and looks down at the woman, and she nods like an affirmation. And he kind of pushes her aside gently and walks past her, and like kind of just through all of you with a disregard for your personal space. And like not really hurriedly either, just kind of with like a deliberate pace, like he doesn't fully believe you.
Yeah.
He gets to the office, he looks in there, he looks around for a minute, and you see him get more concerned as time goes on.
Do the thing.
What thing would that be?
The thing that Havelock do.
Uh.
What for the determining of the motivation?
Oh yeah. How much do I think this junk's worth?
Not very much. In fact, they were like
worth
800
more or less with
gold.
sheriff
You think
blood on it?
850 gold?
Certainly not enough to match the payment that the mayor promised you. Sense motive. 29. Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, so he does seem to be searching the office in earnest, and he does seem to be deeply disturbed by the idea that his mayor and likely colleague has been taken. You also, I think, with that sense of motive, you have a good enough like view of his face that you're very sure he wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
Just the way he's like legitimately searching the room. He's not like faking it. And he also
Yeah.
doesn't seem to like know what happened.
Bless you.
Sure. I think Havelock would say, Mayor have any enemies that you're aware of?
Not unless he's got some new ones.
That-
There's not much changes around here.
Ilix's eyes kind of get big thinking about how we destroyed a church
yeah.
and have pissed off at least 2 cults. And
Yeah. Havelock's gonna take a second and kind of look at his companions real quick, and then he's gonna sigh and go, all right. I think I don't know exactly what's going on here, Sheriff, but you and I may not see eye to eye on everything, but if there's one thing I can tell for certain, it's that by watching you look through this office, you were the only people in this town I feel confident didn't have anything to do with the mayor's disappearance.
Well, I feel positively validated. Thank you, son.
You're welcome. It's possible that that the mayor did acquire some new enemies, or it's possible that he wasn't being completely upfront with us when we spoke with him earlier. He had some suspicions about the intentions of Cult of Dagon interfering with this town, and asked us to take a look.
He said what now?
the church here, nominally devoted to whose
Gazra.
name I can't remember. Gazra,
Gazra.
nominally devoted to
Mhm.
Gazra.
That that's because it's a Gosrin temple.
Gazra had been supplanted by Dagon, a demon.
Turns
I see.
many of the people pretending to worship Gazra in this town were in fact worshipping Dagon himself, and we uncovered quite the conspiracy and cult. I believe that this cult had supplanted the religious figures here in your town, and were using it to milk you of your children for
Dastardly purposes.
dastardly purposes. Thank you, Ilix. I appreciate it.
Okay. Let me review what exactly Sheriff Anders knows about everything, because that's a lot to unpack.
Sure. Excuse me.
Wow, he didn't know much. That's what he knows, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being sick.
And they
Sorry,
do.
man.
I felt fine whenever I went into work, but like after an hour at work, I was like, well, kind of got
Isn't that the best?
kind of got a little
Yeah.
nasal congestion, a little swelling, scratch in the throat, that general kind of headache. Awesome. I'm gonna be 100% for Pathfinder. But,
I think you've been doing a good job.
well,
You make ends meet.
yep, we got fine and talented players to pick up any slack. So it's all
I mean,
good.
if anything,
mean-
it helps your roleplay because you've literally just gone insane in the game.
Yes.
So it makes sense that
Mhm.
your character is lethargic and
Yes, that's exactly. The spotlight was on Ilix quite a bit last session.
Well,
So
I promise you that I will look into the mayor's disappearance, as that certainly falls into my jurisdiction in this town. Um, just stay out of trouble, you all, please.
Ha!
Ilix is like, oh no, that's not the answer he wanted to hear.
I'm sorry. Was there? I might have missed a question that you asked him because I was reading. What did you ask him?
I didn't exactly ask him anything. I was more
Just like stating
suggesting
facts.
I was more suggesting reasons that he might have acquired enemies or like
Gotcha.
complicating circumstances that could have contributed to his disappearance.
And some of the things
Well,
shenanigans that we'd
I
done.
definitely appreciate the insight, son. I will. I'll look into this. You have my word.
Do I? Do I
You-
have your word, Sheriff?
So what are you attempting to glean here? What's your sense motives?
If
Like
he's being honest
honest about search, like
about
looking
wanting
into
to
it?
look into it and giving me his word.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Nice. All right. Well, it doesn't seem like he's got any light to shed on the situation.
Yeah, he does. It doesn't seem like he's a major player in this
Okay.
particular plot line.
Certainly. Well, who else do we even know in town?
The alchemist of the
You
day.
know the apothecary, and you know Horace. Presumably, you'd know the innkeeper.
Yeah, but they didn't really seem to be like prominent enough figures that might be helpful.
Perhaps our skills would be of some use to you, Sheriff?
No, that's quite all right. I can handle this.
Are you certain?
He says with like papers in his hands as he's like looking around the room. Yep, I've got. I've got staff.
Can you handle this?
I can, son. I've got this.
Fuck it, I don't sense
Do
motive, but
you?
I'm sensing motive.
That's UMD.
I know. It moved as I was.
Oh.
Ilix buys it.
Yeah, you do. Well, you both
mean,
do,
at
least
because he's
doesn't
not
have
lying.
Yeah, he's not lying. I'm just bullshitting. All right. Well, good talking to you, Sheriff. If you need us, I'll be getting shit-faced drunk in the inn.
All right. Could have done without that information, but yeah. Have a good
Completely
night.
fucking pissed, son.
Please get out of the town hall.
Damn knackered.
Just leave.
Come on, Havelock. I think there's a gallon or two of spirits in my future as well.
Yes, but what will we drink after that?
I
Nice.
will probably be dead. You can continue.
Sounds
going.
like a good start.
And Leopold, you will run into the group as they are heading towards the inn.
As they're leaving the town hall.
Yep.
Leopold.
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 We are the
Please-
gunslinger
what
monk
a-
The monk
combo.
gunslinger
what a
hybrid that
great-
nobody
Can
has
you
a full name.
imagine? Can you imagine, Dart, just for an instant, a
Key
gunslinger monk?
wielding gunslinger.
So you would have to be like a four-armed race, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
no,
you
actually,
could punch with two hands and shoot with two
If-
hands.
if I-
A
we'd
three
have to dip-
creen.
we would have to dip one level into witch, because then we could get helping hands that would reload our guns for.
Oh my god.
So there we go.
I mean, why the fuck not?
Well,
so
'cause
yeah,
the Pathfinder.
you guys, let's dive back in. We need to get to a place where we
Yeah.
can wrap up, which will be pretty soon.
So I kind of round the corner of DeKraken and start walking towards you guys past the desiccated statue that fucking Xenesis felt up in the middle of the night. And I walk up to you guys and go, hey, did we get paid?
No.
The mayor's missing. Either he.
Now, hold on, Havelock. Is he missing or is he? And then I make the motion of like stabbing, say, a gnome-sized character through the neck with missing.
It's a very specific
Jerking off?
motion. Plea recognizes that as the sign for jerking off, and and looks at Havelock and it's like, why? Why is
No.
No, I'm talking about when you murdered the half.
He's disappeared. Havelock didn't do anything this time.
Oh, well,
But,
that's actually kind of because, as we know, Havelock's the moral compass.
His office had been raided. It was torn to pieces. The sheriff insists that he can handle the situation, but I think we all have our
Couldn't
doubts.
handle his way out of a paper bag.
I'm inclined to agree.
Oh,
So we're going to go get fucked up.
Well, you're probably going to have to get your drinks for the road. So we just that it probably would look bad if we brought the problem into town. And Kroon offered up his house. Xenesis is with him now.
If the mayor could go missing inside the town hall with the sheriff just down the hall, I'm pretty sure that we could walk an entire fucking army into town and surprise the whole populace.
On the other hand, we don't know for certain that
Nobody knew.
the mayor didn't gather up his belongings, skip out on us.
It's entirely possible. Would we be able to determine whether it looked like somebody was in a hurry versus their office was ransacked?
It'd be hard to tell, probably.
Would a survival or perception check determine that?
There was a 36 for both rolled in the office.
Well, either or.
I think it would be relatively hard to tell without like evidence of like blood or or something to indicate that he was injured and like dragged from the room.
Yeah, but I mean, were there like drawers pulled out and tipped over, or was it just like?
No,
really
it was
messy?
just like really messy, like somebody was digging through stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So that sounds like it could be either or.
While you guys are contemplating this, you see the sheriff and one of his deputies walk out of the town hall with intention. They seem to be heading off somewhere.
Where they headed?
Yeah, Ilix will kind of give them a significant look, like you should.
Please said. Yeah.
Maybe we should follow them.
Plea looks at the chest on the ground, and it's like, how are we gonna follow them with this thing? And he kicks it.
Maybe I should follow.
I pat Ilix on the shoulder.
Oh
Say,
God!
Perhaps you
no,
should.
I jerk away like immediately because I know what's happening.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 777 times.
Does she have to make a will save?
I think
what
like
does the spell say?
like a reflex?
Is she an unwilling creature?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, so that she would have to save. Yes.
I think you have to make a will save. The DC is 14.
Is it an enchantment?
It is an enchantment.
It's invisibility.
So that's 15.
I think that.
What do you mean it's an enchantment?
That would be like enchantments.
The school is void. It's not an enchantment.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, you turned me invisible.
Why is the enchantment not? Why is it? Oh, school's illusion. Okay.
Enchantments are like mind
like
affecting.
charms and
Confusion.
stuff.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Okay.
I just assume like most buffs are probably also enchantment.
So, Ilix, God's damn it.
I'll keep that Applejack warm for you.
Please signs to the air where Ilix used to be and says, look forward to seeing you soon.
So
She doesn't have to follow him.
We wouldn't know.
For the purposes of brevity, Ilix, you follow the sheriff and the deputy to what you presume is the mayor's house. And perhaps not to your surprise, the mayor is not home. They enter his residence, and you follow quietly behind them.
Yep, I can stealth if you want.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We're just gonna get through this for narrative reasons and then wrap up the session. So basically, here there does appear to be a lot more signs of like a legitimate struggle. There is like broken furniture. There is blood splatter. There are drag marks. It looks like he was forcibly removed from his home. And he is not there, obviously.
Do they say anything to each other that is revealing?
Not
other than
not as
stating
such.
kind of the obvious.
Yeah, they're investigating the missing mayor. Especially after seeing his office turned over, they just wanted to go check out his home and make sure he was okay. Obviously, he's not, so they're like just looking around and gathering evidence. So you don't learn anything like hugely revealing during the duration of the spell.
Just reinforces the
yeah
what we know. Okay, I will, as soon as they look like they get done, I will abscond, because I think I have a general idea how long this spell lasts now, having had it plopped on me several times. And I will make my way back to the tavern. And if I'm still invisible, I will come in and I will attempt to pull Havelock's chair out from under.
Just for fun, I think yes. Havelock, make a reflex save. Havelock?
Smitty?
Oh, he did.
He did.
Oh, okay.
Maybe died.
So we'll move towards end of session stuff. Are you guys all sleeping at Horace's house?
Yeah, I think we pick up a barrel of Applejack and bring it over to Horace's house.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Smitty, make a reflex save.
I could hear you guys. I was peeing.
Nice.
Ha!
I think that you pull the chair out from under him, and like Havelock like goes to sit down and notices that the chair isn't there and catches himself, but it definitely startles him.
I think Havelock had a decoy stool underneath the first stool. Like, and then without even looking around for Ilix, he just taps the side of his temple like, next level plays.
Okay. Ilix, let's go ahead and do the percentage die now.
Okay. What is this for again?
Personality.
This is for the morning.
I thought I had 2 days before this takes effect.
I think that's true.
That's true. Never mind.
That's right, Alex. You keep him honest.
I mean, I'm fine with the personality thing until we figure out that we just need to do some restoration. It's the -6 to all my wisdom shit that I really want to argue for. Strong.
Well, so I mean, role playing wise too, like one, figuring out what the personality is now might help you and Dart figure out how to role play it in the next 2 days.
Yep.
But also, like, you could have hints of that personality show up as signs that you're going insane over the next 2 days. So
I'm
not a bad idea to roll it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to like have some like absence episodes. And stuff like that.
So I have some stuff prepared for that, but for the purposes of wrapping up the session, we won't get into that now.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that. Yeah, we'll just end here with you guys going to
Yeah.
bed, and we'll touch on any dreams or things like that next session.
Yeah.
Which will be
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now?
it should be the 9th of October, I believe.
I think that sounds right. Hopefully, I'll still have a job.
Are you okay?
Uh-oh.
I have no idea.